Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Not prepared, and nurses are not being protected. I quit my job today. I went into work and I was assigned to a COVID patient on an ICU unit that has been converted to a designated COVID unit. None of the nurses are wearing masks, not even surgical masks, in the hallways when they're giving report to each other. I had my own N95 mask. I told my manager, I understand we're short on supplies, but let me protect myself. Let me feel safe. I have family that I have to come home to, and the way things are looking, this isn't gonna get any better. America is not prepared, and nurses are not being protected.
Wow. That is just stunning. And so, you watch these crazy little campaign rallies that he has every day, and the stuff that comes out of that mouth and the stuff that's actually happening are not the same. They're not the same. Hey, everybody, it's Monday. It's Monday, April 6th is what it is. And we are here, and we are okay. Brett's okay. I'm okay. My family's okay. Brett's family's okay. Happy birthday to Brett's dad. Happy birthday. Scott is working from home. Obviously, a newborn baby and a 2, almost 3-year-old is keeping him in the house. And that's the way it should be. But I hope that you're okay. We have a madman in charge of, one of the most impressive viruses that I've ever seen in my lifetime. And this man is standing on a stage accusing an administration that hasn't been the administration for almost 4 years of leaving him empty shelves and no plans, and of course it's just bullcrap. It's not true, because we know that they were briefed many, many times. Okay, we know that there was a briefing that went on between the Obama administration and the Trump administration before the Trump administration was the Trump administration. We know that the Trump administration gamed out a pandemic. We know that there were plenty of reports that were coming from the military for years. We know that Trump proactively disbanded the team called, what a name, Predict, which trained 7,000 healthcare, professionals, virologists, epidemiologists, to go around the world and give the United States a heads up if a pandemic would ever, appear on any continent throughout the world. He fired all of that. Actually, he let that go broke. Okay, they didn't fund it. And then we know that inside the National Security Council, there was also a pandemic unit that Donald Trump said they weren't doing anything. And as a businessman, he couldn't abide by paying people to do nothing. And so he disbanded that. So, really, it's unbelievable. And you listen to him stand there night after night after night after night and say that this is the problem. This is the Obama administration's fault. Almost 4 years into, we're less than, we're just 200 days from an election. Okay, that's how long he's been president, and he still says this.
If you were preparing for a pandemic, if this government were preparing for a pandemic, why is it we don't have enough masks? Why is it we don't have enough medical equipment in this country?
Previous administrations gave us very little ammunition for the military and very little shelf space. Let me just tell you, you know it. You know the answer. The previous administration, the shelves were empty. The shelves were empty. So what you should do is speak to the people from the previous administration, Jim, and ask them that question, because the shelves were empty. And you know what else? The military shelves were also empty. We had no ammunition, literally. And that was said by one of your favorite generals. We have no ammunition. Guess what? We had very little medical supply also.
I mean, he just lies. I don't know exactly what this is about or why or what it's for or if he's just, a psychopath. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Or maybe this is just one more chance for him to do a power grab. Maybe this is just one more chance for, some political operatives with good connections to make money off of COVID supplies. I mean, we know that there are two political operatives, one named Gulen, and another one that, left in the middle of running campaigns to set up a COVID supply outfit to make money off of this. So I'm not sure what's going on. All I can tell you is that, we're at 1,309,439 cases worldwide. And the United States has, by a big number, the most cases. We have 347,003 cases. When we left on Friday, there were about 234,000, and now we're at 347. When we left on Friday, there were 6,000 deaths. Today, there are 10,000 deaths. And he's out there hawking this hydrochloroquine. I mean, everybody hopes that drug or some drug will work. Everybody wants something that will cure. But if you have 10,000 people dying, and New York, by the way, which has obviously the most cases, they have been using hydroxychloroquine, and you still have, 10,000 people dead. So I don't know what this is about. I will tell you that there was, I don't know what the outcome's going to be. I'll look for it all day. But on Friday, I was telling you the sleeper issue of this entire pandemic. The sleeper issue, not the most important or the least important, just sleeping. It's sleeping. It's not being talked about quite enough. I think I pushed it out a little bit, I hope, is voting. And Wisconsin tomorrow was supposed to have an in-person election. And just before, 3 o'clock this afternoon Eastern time, it's 3:13 right now, Eastern time, live. And just before that, NPR published a story that said that the governor of Wisconsin, Tony Evers, has effectively, now this is parsed, okay, effectively rescheduled tomorrow's primary. Actually, it was a statewide election. And he effectively delayed it until the 9th of June. Why? Why is it just effectively? Well, the Republicans in the state are going to challenge this. And Evers, as the governor, cannot unilaterally postpone or change the date of an election. But here's the situation in Wisconsin that the GOP wants the election to occur with. 7,000 poll workers have said they're not showing up because everybody's under a lockdown. So obviously they can't show up. Well, the Republicans wanted the National Guard to show up and fill in for the poll workers. And what's really creepy is the number of polls that you used to have in places like Milwaukee went from 850 to 5. 5 polls would be open in the city of Milwaukee. Now, I used to live in Oconomowoc, so I know Milwaukee really, really well. I used to work there on an FM station in the morning. Worst job ever, but not because of Milwaukee, because of my partner. But I left, needless to say, after just a few weeks. But I know that place because I got stuck there. I couldn't work, but I still lived there. And you went from all those polls, you went from like 850 polling places down to 5 polling places with 7,000 poll workers unable to, service the election. And the Republicans still wanted it to go through. Now, the governor tried to ask for mail-in ballots, which was, something I've been pro. Mail in the ballot. And the Republicans said no. And the president said no.
Clear for
RandiRhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.